Hello. Okay. All cool. So we all set for the last panel, and it's going to be a bit of spicy. Why we need AI plus blockchain, blockchain plus AI. We're going to start first intro of everyone. What you guys building in the AI space or any AI use case you are quite bullish, on-chain AI use case that you quite bullish, or maybe in your protocol or ecosystem how you guys leveraging the AI. About me, I'm co-founder and CEO of a QuillAudits, QuillAI. We are one of the leading blockchain security company, now leveraging AI to automate security around AI agents, guardrail also. That's what we do. Michael, please.
Yeah, super excited to be here in Vietnam. So 0GM, everyone. I'm Michael, co-founder and CEO of 0G Labs. 0G Labs is the largest AI layer 1 in the space. Previously, I was at Microsoft, Bain, Bridgewater Associates, and also started Unicorn out of Y Combinator before starting 0G Labs. Do you want me to go into the use case right now or wait till later?
I think we can do it later, yeah.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So I'm Kevin from Gates. I'm the Chief Business Officer. I just want to make sure everyone knows here I'm the least qualified person to talk about AI here. I'm like really old school AI. It's like I was doing natural language processing. No one talks about it anymore, like machine learning and neural network. The only achievement that I have in AI is to have neural networks to beat Super Mario World. So that's it. Happy to be here and learn from these guys.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mary, and I'm a CEO of Orochi Network. My company, my team is we own base here in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. I'm very happy to flying over Hanoi, first time with GM Vietnam in Hanoi. I'm actually been through with GM for like three years. And with hack season, I think I have been somewhere around DevCon, I remember. And as Orochi, what we're building is, because we are bullish on the future, where machine communicate with machine, AI communicate with AI. They're not less human communicate with machine anymore. And that's why we're building the verifiable data infrastructure, where in the future, what we want to build is like the proof of carrying data instead of just data. Very pleased to be here.
Hello, this is Jong from BNB Chain's BD team. BNB Chain is one of the most popular and active layer 1 blockchain out there today, and our goal has been always onboarding next billion users to Web3.
All cool. So Michael, will start with you. I think one theory that I believe is AI need trust and blockchain provider trust, right? This is the one thesis as a blockchain developer or blockchain builders we are focusing on. The one thing I want to know from you, OG is saying we are the L1 AI blockchain. What does it mean? Like why AI need blockchain? Is it really making sense currently? And how 0G lab is enabling that?
Well, technically, AI doesn't need blockchains. But if you want to have a world where you want a safe AI and an AI where we can be rest assured that it's not going to overtake humanity, then we need blockchains. So pick your future, effectively. So for safe AI, blockchains has a lot to contribute. One is verifiability. How can you trust something that's a black box process? In centralized AI, like OpenAI, everything underneath the hood is invisible to you. You don't know where the data came from, who labeled the data, what censorship decisions were being made, what version of the model you're getting in production. None of that is completely visible to you. So how can you trust something you can't verify? Blockchains, on the other hand, make everything transparent. You can see the provenance of data, where the data came from, basically, who labeled the data, what happened to the data in production. For example, we were the first to train a 107 billion parameter model in a fully decentralized context. That's basically a huge advancement because once we have that with full verifiability, you can see everything, every piece of data that contributed to a particular model. And you can trace back what kind of decisions were being made by that model. And so that full verifiability is absolutely necessary if you want to trace back and see if an AI model is going rogue. which you think is far-fetched, but there's a number of studies now where either the OpenAI model tried to clone itself because somebody said, I'm going to shut you off, or Anthropic did a study where an AI agent was literally blackmailing a person saying, don't shut me off. I'm going to disclose this really sensitive information about you having an affair to everybody in the company. So these are the types of use cases why we need blockchain. Theoretically, centralized AI doesn't need blockchain, but we need blockchains for a safe AI.
Yeah, makes sense. So Kevin, you are part of one of the biggest exchange, right? And we can see nowadays everyone is building AI agents and everyone is launching tokens around the AI agents, right? So why the AI agents tokens are so popular? Indirectly, they are just a wrapper on ChatGPT, right? So why they are getting so much hype, right? And why, as an exchange, I can see some of the biggest exchange are listing these AI agents token, but indirectly they are just a wrapper on ChatGPT. They are not built on, you can say, zero gravity or anything. It's just a wrapper on OpenAI or anyone.
Well, yeah, I guess you kind of answered the questions. It's hype, unfortunately, and admittedly, it is how the crypto markets works right now. It's a lot of hypes around the AI tokens, which is not actual AI utility. That's the fact, right? And to be fair, is all the hype's probably already gone. Like people was talking about like a treasury tokens, etc. already. So it's very unfortunate. But like I wanted to sound smart to answer the same question as Michael and saying AI doesn't need Web3, but like he said it already, so I don't have to say it. But I think it's absolutely right. Like we focus on two things, like how we can use AI to Web3 applications. On the other hand, we want to use blockchain technology to help AI. But people are making too much justifications to do it and not realizing that we are actually the only industry that's trying to justify it. Like there's actually an AI in insurance conference, and the insurance industry would not say, yeah, on AI, like AI need insurance, and God forbid, and if like any one of you like still saying that AI need like we need data privacy because of AI, I'm gonna punch them in the face because like we've been using Androids and Apple phone, we've been using Microsoft and Google. We don't have forsaken the privacy to Web2 anyway. So I don't think the vast majority of people in the world actually care that much. But really shortly to wrap up your questions, yes, it's the tokens we see is the hype. It's unfortunate that as an exchange, it's a buying and selling business. They're willing buyer, willing seller. They're happy with the hype, happy with the concept. They will go after it. But sooner or later, like people was like working on real project, like Michael will prevail.
Yeah, makes sense. Mary, for Orochi, the same question that I asked Michael, like why AI need Web3? First, this is the first question. The second is, what you guys are building, why I need verifiable data, why I need verifiable output, right? As a user, is it currently making sense? But as you mentioned, you building it for the future, right? And what's the current trend around it? As a user, do I care if I'm using any any agent that build on ChatGPT or build on like zero gravity? Like, is it really making sense if the data is verifiable, the output are verifiable for me?
At first, for the first questions, I do agree with Michael. Like, technically, AI doesn't need blockchain. There's no distributed system in this world right now can be able to handle AI technically. But again, like we are living in that stage in this area. Where the young people coming up, where people actually put more effort and having more fun and see more like dynamic in blockchain than other technology right now. What we say. In my country, so like the government say they wanna develop the economy with blockchain and with AI, and most of people are they more bullish on blockchain than AI because AI they gotta put a lot of effort. They gotta build a model. They gotta really, if you are doing AI seriously, you actually have to sacrifice for it a lot. But with blockchain, I don't say that people in blockchain don't do sacrifice their life for what they're building. But I would say a lot of on the surface mass of people. They make fun, they have fun with blockchain than another. So how it's attractive is like attractive user, attractive young people and developers that people coming to blockchain. And there is some expert, they come to an idea that they want to bring AI on blockchain. And yeah, how do we verify the result of the AI agent that you generate every day that's correct or not? And you cannot bring every computational, every computation on blockchain because blockchain itself cannot handle all of that. And that by that way, people having the compatible technology or cryptographically is ZK. So in the future, you might see ZKML, where you actually can verify all of the query, all of the result from the AI, from the model, without leaking the privacy, without leaking any important information. That's for the first question. For the second question, it's about AI agent, why it's so hype, and also user not really care about verifiable data, people not really care about privacy also. Of course, most of people that might talking to you about that, they are end user. They are not critical protocol, they are not critical system, right? And the question we need to solving is like, not about answering, is it fast and cheap? It doesn't mean that it's gonna be secure. Everything fast and cheap, you gotta trade off with the security. And we are producing application, we are inventing things for user to use that. And I think like we gotta have the responsibility in creating a new future, creating a better quality for everything that we made. I respect a lot for Orochi that I actually like try to build that and I try to really have the product. It's not just a hype. You can see here, it's not every project, AI project is hype. And so I see there the future of AI agent. In the future, I don't think I'm gonna talking with you directly. My AI gonna talking with you. And also, I will not like interact with my smart contract anymore. The agent on my end gonna interact with my smart contract and with the machine. So something that Orochi built, important. And what we're building here, our role in this market, that we are providing the proof of carrying data. In the future, there is no more just data, it's a proof of carrying data. That's what we providing and solving a problem and my role in this space.
Makes sense. Jong, as you're part of BNB chain, right? And I was going through BNB chain. I think start of this year in January, BNB chain posted, we are the AI first blockchain ecosystem, right? That's how you guys positioned for this year. The first question is same, like how you see, do AI need blockchain? The second is, as a BNB is a general purpose blockchain, right? Like, and zero gravity is more AI L1 blockchain. But how you see is like how BNB chain is going to support like these AI agents, the future autonomous AI agent. And is there any good use case builders are building on specific to, BNB chain?
Okay. Yeah, to answer your first question, I don't want to be too repetitive, but I think AI and Web3, they have many benefits, including data sovereignty and verification and all so on. But I think it does get really interesting when the sovereignty of data, the ownership of data goes to the user's end. Because, like that's when the adoption comes, like users, in that case, users can also monetize, like the end user, in this case, like the data providers can monetize. And personally, like I'm particularly bullish on projects that can leverage this and kind of incentivize the user with the decentralized incentivization. For BNB chain, we're after all permissionless community-driven blockchain. So we rely on ecosystem project for paving out the future for AI ecosystem. We do have quite big ecosystem of AI project. Yeah, for example, I think you wanted the example. So Just going back to the topic of data ownership and so on, I think Alaya AI, they've been incentivizing users for providing services like data sampling, data labeling, and one of our incubation project calls Stadium Science. They also let user collect the data set on the sleeping cycle and also their responsive action to sleeping. And these kind of data are actually valuable to research. So yeah, I can't wait to see as a user myself to see how user can monetize this in Web3 way.
Okay, makes sense. So Michael, for you, as you mentioned, AI technically don't need blockchain, and we are quite agree on this. So as I can see there is many ecosystem projects building on the zero gravity, right? Is there any one use case that you are quite bullish on, like how these guys are using zero gravity and where the combination of AI and blockchain is really making sense? I feel I think most of the projects are still at very early stage, but there is one project that you feel is really going to make sense, right? This is the kind of first question. The second thing is like nowadays every chain is doing, you launch a chain and then you kind of incubate one project, right? And then this one project is going to kind of a GTM for your chain, like the way, for you can say Hyperliquid, Hyper EVM is there, and now every chain is trying to find a first protocol that's going to give them the GTM and all the hype, right? So which is the one protocol that you are very bullish on, that building on zero gravity, and that is really making sense by combination of AI and blockchain?
I'll take the second question first. So because your blockchain, fundamentally one of the value propositions is a liquidity layer. So you need to have a liquidity infrastructure, full stop. That's one of the kind of key value propositions. So one of the protocols that's building on our blockchain called Jane is doing both an AMM DEX as well as a perp DEX as well. And so it's going to combine effectively a CLOB plus an AMM DEX as well. So you can have multiple options at your disposal. So if somebody wants to launch AI meme coins, they can certainly do that. Or if you want to launch kind of more perp kind of regular coin that has market making and so on as a requirement for liquidity, then you can do that as well. And some of the AI features that are being used are things like, how can we create an AI index of interesting tokens that we can basically trade very quickly? Or on the AMM side, how can we use AI to rebalance the LP position so that the LPs themselves don't need to do that? Or how can we use an AI agent to actually provide liquidity so you don't have to contract with individual market makers? You just have an AI agent sort of doing that for you on the perp DEX. And so there's multiple use cases where AI can actually be very effective in just the liquidity layer alone. So that's just to answer the second question. The first part to that is there's many use cases that will make a lot of sense in a decentralized context and AI context. The ones that I'm particularly bullish on are things initially on the DeFi side, AI agents trading, especially if you can verify the outputs and the consistency of the trading results of these particular agents. So for example, let's say there's 200 plus chains in the world. Each one of them has different types of yield targets. There's hedge funds that basically then go onto these chains and figure out where's the highest yield. And then where's the highest yield that I can then leverage and loop multiple times. Why can't I have an AI agent do that for me as a regular user? So definitely DeFi use cases are going to be first. And then certain things like, how do I train a completely new model without needing to share my data by keeping my data private? How can I participate in that? So that's the area of decentralized federated learning. So let's say, I'm a hospital somewhere, let's say in the US, and I want to collaborate with a hospital in China or Vietnam, but I don't want to share my private data, but we all have really interesting data on diagnosing this particular cancer issue, for example. We can now, through federated decentralized learning, do that together and create a model that benefits everyone. So I'm looking at kind of trustless type of use cases as a beneficiary of decentralized technology. Because the issue in centralized technology is you still have to trust your counterparty. I need to be able to verify that this other counterparty is a legitimate counterparty. So I'll give you one example around that. Let's say I have an AI agent and I let my AI agent free and there's, let's say, 1,000 MCP servers. How do I know if my AI agent is going to connect to an MCP server that it's not going to drain my AI agent's wallet? I don't. So I don't let my AI agent connect to unauthorized MCP servers. So I only ask my AI agent to connect to, let's say, a Google MCP server because I can trust that counterparty. And blockchains, you don't need to do that. You just basically have a verification saying, this smart contract isn't going to drain your agent's wallet. And so you can already see there's a number of use cases where it absolutely makes sense to have the combination of the two.
Yeah, I'm now more bullish on the use cases. So Kevin, as AI is, at least in a Web 2 case, AI is very, very mainstream, right? And you can say centralized exchange is a more of a Web 2 product, right? You can use AI in so many multiple cases in exchange for your KYC, for your risk management and all stuff, right? The first question is how you guys are currently using the AI for any kind of internal stuff. The second, as Michael also mentioned and Mary also mentioned, now these trading agents or these agents are going to do all kind of trading on automation, right? So is this any infra that you as a exchange you're building, or if as a user I'm going to have multiple AI agents that are going to do trading, like do I need a kind of a human verification or KYC for the agents, right? There is one protocol, I think yesterday only, I think the Polygon ID billions, they raised $30 million, right? They're trying to, connect, kind of a KYC or you can say verification around the human agents, right? Now, so AI agents. So are you guys building any infra around that? First is how you're using the AI internally, and second is how you're going to support these trading agents, any infra around that?
Yeah, so two-part questions. First, it's yes, absolutely correct. It's boring, but we're using already a lot of AI at the back end on KYC and fraud management, fraud detections. The famous words is we use AI to fight AI. So we see in KYC process for a few years now. We see first of all you have this non-AI fake ID, just you Photoshop it. Of course, it's low tech. Then you have all this deep fake where they can actually do the facial recognition with with the camera. Then it's again, AI is not the only solution. It's always a combination of how the technique improve and a combination of how we counter it. So, for example, now you do KYC, you have to go all this crazy, blinking your eyes, shaking your heads, do some gang sign before they verify you. That's actually is to make AI less likely to do the deepfake. But then it's actually helped to train the model to have legitimate people doing gang style and blanking so that they can train to know how natural human would do those facial expressions. So I think that's good. So it's it's a cumulative steps that's using AI and non-AI to help with all these models. So this is just one example on KYC process. But again, that's boring. Let's move on to trading. Trading is good. That's also my expertise as well. It's not new, right? Having AI in trading model because it's data, right? It's again, machine learning has been doing AI trading in algos for, I think I started in 2017. That's already is a thing. The good thing is when the trade actually happened, everything's actually encapsulated. It's when the trade is a trade, it doesn't actually matter if it's a really smart AI, a really bad algo, or a really stupid person. So if it's a bad trade, it's a bad trade. We already have the risk control to counter it already. We have the market surveillance to see if someone's stumping the stock. Then the further question is the AI, so thinking about bad actors here, is the AI's gonna, master the trade so good that you're supposed to front run something, but they just having such a complicated strategies to make it not a front running? Well, in a way, it can. Well, if you go front run, you still have to buy that stock or not token. So you detect it because it's front running, or it's so remote that's going for another random tokens that may have some correlation with that token. Then you ask the questions whether or not it's is still front running or is like a really good trade. So I think fundamentally what we do in market surveillance and trade detections is the same. The concept is still the same. We, of course, we employed AI technologies to recognize more patterns out of it. But to me, like AI trading, algo trading, or human trading are essentially the same.
Yep, makes sense. Mary, as you mentioned in your the first question, right? These AI agents is going to do, kind of all kind of trading, and this is the first use case everyone is bullish on, like DeFi, right? Automatic trading and everything, right? As a protocol, you're building on the verifiable data, right? Should these AI agents be only allowed if the data is verifiable, and they should only be allowed to interact with the smart contracts? And if I think it makes sense, they should only be allowed if the data is verifiable. And how, as a protocol in Orochi, how you guys making or enabling that, so the actions are quite, you can say, verifiable, and because the data is verifiable. Yeah, how you guys doing it?
As what we're building actually is a verifiable data pipeline that we inspired by Vitalik with the concept of proof of everything. So it's been like since the sampling of the data to since the input with the sample, processing, immutable, put it into immutable ledger and the structured data and everything that we prove that every process, everything from through the process is correct, you verify. That's what we built, and that's what behind the verifiable data. Because of the verifiable data pipeline, so we can produce the provable data that providing in the future for any AI agent. That I have mentioned about what Kevin, he interesting about trading also. I have hosting a hackathon for Orochi and from a partner in June. And the topic is about blockchain and AI. Most of the application and the winner are applying AI for trading and building the quant trade model. And when I'm asking them, that's a team, they are building a quant trade model with AI agent or something. And one of the questions the church asking them is like, how do you make sure that your pattern is not being leaked? If someone that's gonna attack your strategy or so. And I think we might need some time to solving the problem. At first, what we can solving is from the data layer. That's what we build. I know that some of my friends also, they are even building up their own GPU system, such as training their private data within the company and building up their own trading pattern and the strategy. That's just one of the wish that they want to have. They don't want people to attack their strategy. And then what if in the future, I think in the very near future, with what OG, what us doing, so people don't have to worry about it. People don't have to building up $5 million of GPU server center to training their private data. They actually can just using a verifiable data, and they can actually just deploy on top of OG for that. And that's how it's going with it's not only with agent, but for every application. Because on the front, most of the end user, they are interact with the agent that much, and they feel that it's convenient. But I think maybe the user behavior gonna change in the future. So when people seeing that you trust too much on your agent, you trust too much on your AI agent, and then it's able to manipulate all of the Oracle pricings, for example. Some cases happen with Hyperliquid. If I am doing any kind of trading bot or aggregator or so, and I try to crawling on the pricing around, or with the bombing of DAX right now, and people doing trading bot, for example, with Hyperliquid all of DAX, then they gonna authorize the right for their agent that agent gonna communicate with other agent within the ecosystem. It's gonna happen, They might doing something under the table that we don't know because it's AI, and it can absolutely develop and even more acting more unexpected action that we can never predict. So I still bullish on applying AI with trading because it's obvious here, and we see the liquidity layer there. But we might see how do we solving this problem for the user, and who's the first one always having better opportunity and a market gap than the others. Just one of the side note that we also being very close partner with Orochi, and we all support each other for like I think every new idea that we are thinking for someday. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. I think for you, I think I have a very interesting question. Nowadays, the first language, the coding language is English, or you can say the prompt is the first language that I use daily to do anything. And as a developers, I'm using any kind of LLM to write smart contracts, do anything, right? And we have seen so many cases as a security company, you can say these LLM are not designed for security, and the developers are deploying scammy or not secure smart contracts on the BNB chain. So we can see at a very large scale there is so many you can say bad actors or bad smart contracts are getting deployed on you can say any chain or BNB chain. So is there any way you guys are trying to prevent that? This is the first question. The second is connected to the first question that I asked. Like as a BNB is a generalized blockchain, right? But what is the one use case that on the BNB chain that you are quite bullish that is really doing very great?
Yeah, to answer your first question first, like at BNB chain, not just like AI agent or anything can be malicious actor, and we take security seriously. So I think from 2022, BNB along with a couple ecosystem security protocols, including Certic, Slowmist, Hashed, and so on. Like we launched community-driven security DAO called Avengers DAO. So this Avengers DAO has been every week alerting BNB community users of like high-risk potential projects or any projects whose smart contract is unverified. And so on. So this is like one way for us to prevent malicious actors in AI or just any kind of Web3 activities. But also, I just want to add that like we rely on we're an ecosystem, community-driven ecosystem after all. So we support projects that are building protocols that helps to prevent this kind of stuff. So I think going forward, there's going to be many other builders who will work on this kind of solutions to prevent malicious actors in AI. So kind of keen to look into this as well. And what was your second question? Sorry.
The second question is, as a BNB chain is a more generalized blockchain, right? But is there any very killer application is live on the BNB chain AI?
For AI, I think, to be honest, like every sector, I think trend we're seeing is that every sector, whether it's AI, DeFi, or gaming, even payment, all these verticals are converging with AI a bit. And it is interesting as an ecosystem BD to see like how impactful AI is. Maybe AI is bigger than Web3, I don't know, but like that's the kind of way the world is going, how disruptive this technology is. So I guess I can share like one thing, like for payment right now, like credit card payments, crypto credit cards, or payment gateways, it is quite mature now. Like the transactional volume is quite large. I think we can agree on that, but agentic payment is something that people are expecting the transactions volume to really increase, but it's also one sector that we haven't seen to blow up. So I think protocols that are building on this kind of sector, in our ecosystem, there's a project called Aeon, but there's many protocols like doing this. So I think this kind of trend is interesting to see. Yeah.
All good. I think we're out of time. Thank you. Thanks everyone for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.